Well now, we are officially live and we've got a new setup, but before we start jumping into those things, what are we going to be talking about today, Kelly?
Keywords.
Keywords and categories.
Okay.
Keywords and Kindle categories. We want to kind of talk a little bit about that. There's a lot of just ambiguities about it, and hopefully we'll be covering some question and answers before the end of things today. So in the meantime, stay
tuned.
Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale
and Kelly.
And if you want to learn tips and strategies for publishing your own books, make sure that you subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on a single live broadcast. All right, so we're now in a very comfy spot. It's not the greatest lighting here in the world, folks. We've got some tchotchke things here in the background. Those of you that are listening into the podcast, obviously, probably, doesn't mean too much to you. So for some reason, my viewer count is not working on here. So we're just going to kill that because there's more than 0 people inside the chat here today.
We have some chatters.
We got some chatters. It's good to see you guys in here today. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the keywords and categories. I think there's just so many ambiguities about this. And I think that we just got to go back to the well one more time. All right. And after that, I'm just going to send everybody over to my videos because, I've said it so many ways. Shake, make it, bake it. It's all just pretty much the same information. But we're going to hopefully give a little bit deeper insights on some of the things that we look for as far as metrics, searchability, and whatnot. So in any event, before we start go any further, we want to, of course, tell you that today's stream is brought to you in part by KDP Rocket. That's the Kindlepreneur's KDP Rocket, of course. KDP Rocket shows you the exact book ideas that will make you money on Amazon. Find keywords that readers actually type into Amazon, discover best-selling book categories in seconds, and learn about other authors and their sales. Get instant access to KDP Rocket today with a risk-free, that's risk-free, Kelly. 30-day money-back guarantee. That's a whole whopping month that you got time to try it out and you don't like it, don't look good to you, it's not nice. I'm sure our folks over at Kindlepreneur, they will be happy to refund you the money. So head over to why do I say HTTP? Nobody ever types those things in anymore because all you got to do is do selfpublishingwithdale.com/KDP-rocket. Once again, that is selfpublishingwithdale.com/KDP-rocket for more details. This next week, folks, we are going to be talking a little bit about one of our favorite distribution models, the aggregate publisher Draft Digital. But it's been a while since I actually posted up a review, and not too many people have heard from you yet, Kelly, on Draft Digital. Draft Digital is probably one of your favorites, correct?
I don't have much to say about it, but we'll see. I'll figure something by next week.
We'll figure out something by then, hopefully. And folks, and I've said this ad nauseum as of late, if you really want to elevate your game, you want to take it to the next level, you want a rock solid action plan, make sure you get your hands on the bestseller book launch checklist. You can get a hold of that over at selfpublishingwithdale.com/checklist to get yours today. Included in that is actually a week-long email feed that you're going to get information on each one of those items and some ways that you can kind of clear up some of those unclear areas. So what's shaking in chat today? Who's in the house, Kelly?
I see Ava. I see you. Mark.
I'm here.
Monique. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Yes, we both appreciate you joining in the house. So, by the way, Kelly looks a little bit more rested today. You were napping before we jumped on here, right?
I took like a 20-minute nap.
Yeah, she was knocked out. I literally had to kind of get her awake.
I absolutely hate napping because I feel like poop. But I was so tired, I don't want to fall asleep during this thingy. Yeah.
Someone called you on looking tired or bored and glum.
There's some topics that aren't my favorite, but
We were talking about CreateSpace.
Okay, I don't have any exclusives.
Yeah. CreateSpace is probably one of your favorite ones to talk about. Look at Nigel Wingate's in the house. Oh yeah, Dale's about to drop some serious nuggets for us all today.
I can just go away then.
No, Kelly's gonna drop some. Come on, Nigel, you gotta give the wife some love, or she's gonna bail on me here. And I realize I got my stream deck here, but it ain't that fancy. So, but hey, by the way, Nigel, you get a banana sticker. That's right. So, yep, we've got little tools that we can be able to share with you guys as we go along. So our streams are gonna start to really pick up pace here. Please don't miss out though. Next week we're gonna be talking a little bit more about Draft Digital. It's gonna be pretty much a full review. We're going to tell you about some of the features that are available on there, some of the things that have actually popped up over the past year. Those guys are just really putting the pedal to the metal. But let's get to what we're going to talk about today, which is we're going to talk a little bit about Kindle Publishing, keywords, and categories. Categories is just kind of be an inadvertent one that we're going to kind of cover just a little bit more. But before we do break into that, did anybody catch the video yet that I shared about what Kelly found? If you did see that, put your hands up, say, yeah, I did, I caught it, it was awesome. If you did, hopefully you're hitting that thumbs up on it, because Kelly actually technically kind of pre-produced that whole video. She got the information. So give us a 411. What did you find? How did you find it? What was the situation that you stumbled over something like that?
Well, I'll try to make this short. Yeah. I was trying to figure out if your category is outside the top 100, if it really matters, because I wanted to know if it really matters if you need extra categories. So I was Google searching stuff like that. I forget the exact words I used when I found this whole thing I'm about to share, but that's where it started. And then I think I searched something about keywords, Amazon, because I was curious, if categories were related to keywords. And then it stumbled upon Amazon Author Central. I'm like, what? Do there's something going on? So I clicked on it, and the TOS told me that you can add up to 5 keywords per title. I'm like, that's kind of cool. So I emailed Amazon Author Central just to verify it was correct. And after a couple emails back and forth, it was correct. So I haven't tried it because I don't have my Author Central up to date.
Yeah.
But I just want to share it with y'all's. And if any of y'all's try it, I would love to hear your results.
Yeah. So to kind of clear up a little bit of confusion, I get a lot of questions so far is this related to the 7 keyword slots that are within your KDP dashboard, or is this completely independent and away from KDP?
Well, it's independent because it's Amazon Author Central. It's a different platform.
So this means that each title can have up to, for instance, a Kindle version can have up to 12 keywords, and with your CreateSpace ones, it'll be a total of 10 keywords when you add up the 2 platforms.
It just says per title, so I didn't really ask about Kindle and CreateSpace, so make your own assumptions.
Yeah.
And I did also, because it also got me thinking, if I can have more keywords with Amazon Author Central, I wonder if I can have more keywords added for KDP.
Yeah.
I was shot down, thumbs down, because I was like, they can add extra categories. I wonder if they can add extra keywords. Nah.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, just so you guys know, we both of us have not tried this out. I've been so knee deep in publishing videos, but I welcome you to try it out. Go over to sellpublishingwithdale.com/authorcentral. There is no direct affiliation between myself and KDP or Amazon. I'm just making a quick link because otherwise it's just this messy help.amazon.authorcentral. I just cleaned it up for you, so all you got to do is just go through sellpublishingwithdale.com/authorcentral. It'll take you right over into Author Central where you have to log in and you'll put in an inquiry. It's fairly intuitive. Just guess your way through it. Most instances, if you happen to pick the wrong thing, an Amazon rep is going to send you over to the right department and have it addressed appropriately. So that's really kind of exciting.
And there's really not much information out about it because not many people have heard about it. Yeah. I even talked to a well-known fiction publisher, and it was new to her. So if you do any more research on it, like if there's any, experiences, I don't know if you'll find much.
Yeah. So this is relatively new. I think it's pretty awesome. I was just sharing with you before we jumped onto this broadcast. Julie Broad from Book Launchers even gave you props, said, I haven't heard of this. And Julie's been around. She's been a overall #1 in the Amazon Kindle store.
It was pure luck. So if this can help anyone, that's cool.
Yeah, that's excellent. So we'd love to hear how it works out for you. Obviously, when it comes to keywords, though, remember, it's not going to be the determining factor of if your book's going to be successful. It's just going to be one metric that helps in relevancy. And this is, hopefully you hear me say relevancy a lot, because that's what it comes down to, is what the Amazon algorithm does, otherwise known as A9. So if you hear me say A9 from this point on, you'll know I'm talking about the algorithm. What's the 9 stand for?
I have no idea.
The 9 letters in algorithm. Literally, it's that simple. So A9, it bases things on relevancy to a customer and their experience. And the thing is, there's so many metrics that are involved in relevancy, and only one of many factors that keys in relevancy is going to be, of course, your keywords. Okay, keywords are going to determine the relevancy of your book to that particular niche. What do you think's the next one here, Kelly? What is the next one when it comes to building relevancy for a title? Come on.
I don't think about it. I just do what I think someone's searching for.
Sales.
Okay.
Sales builds relevancy as well. So the more sales that you have, the more it builds relevancy. Page visits, as you may or may not know, also helps and build relevancy. Of course, you can probably assume that you could probably have a bunch of people clicking over onto your page, but that's not going to be as relevant as the person who's having tons of page clicks with sales in addition. So we're throwing a lot of information here at you folks, and we don't have our PowerPoint presentation like we normally do because we're kind of starting from a new location. It's a bit more comfortable for the two of us. The last few weeks we were just like this, like, hey, how's it going, everybody? But any event, the sales conversion makes a huge difference. And of course, your category choices. Now, let's go ahead and let's address categories. How many categories can a person have on one of their books, be it ebook or print book?
I think 10 if you add them up.
Correct, 10. How many are actually displayed, though, on a product page?
You tell me.
3 categories. Three categories for the product details. If you put in a request through your KDP dashboard underneath your contact us, you'll go on down there. It's pretty intuitive. You can just go on through there. It'll be change ebook details or book details. You'll go on through there, click all that stuff, and it'll say add keywords or categories, I think is one of the things. And you can click on that, provide your ASIN to them, as well as the particular browse paths. Now, you're probably saying, what are the browse paths? Let's go ahead and take a look behind the dash here. Let me open up, first of all. Open up here, and we're going to go into the display. Hopefully everybody can kind of see this. Let me go ahead and take this out of your hands here. And we're going to go and open up incognito mode. Control-Shift-N for those of you that use the Chrome browser. And now let's go ahead. We're going to jump into the Kindle store. I always keep that on a bookmark here. Nice little quick hack for everybody. If you want to really get some faster results in your business, keep all the things that you commonly visit. So, browse paths. Let's just take a look here at Stolen Soul. Why not? We're going to scroll on down here. Product details is where you're going to really want to pay attention. So as I kind of mentioned before, sure, you can list your book into 10 categories, but it's only going to show those 3 that are performing the best. Where it's performing the best in here, it's going to pop up down in here. Automatically, you'll notice that this one's listed inside just the books store, not the Kindle store, but the bookstore. So anytime I say browse paths or categories, this is exactly what I mean. If you end up clicking on any one of these things, it's going to take you over to their best sellers list. And as you can see, it'll show you all the best sellers, as well as the new releases, the most wished for, the gift ideas. These don't always appear here on the right-hand side. So just keep that in mind as you're kind of going around and searching those things up. Not all categories are going to have hot new releases, most wished for, gift ideas. This particular one does. It's humorous fantasy. You like humorous fantasy, right?
No.
You like humor, though. That's the part, yeah. So in any event, so this is where we're looking at when we're talking about categories and browse paths. If you're going and researching, folks, find books that are relevant to yours. So let's just pretend we'll look up a book on meditation. And by the way, I'm just going to pick a random person's book on meditation. Let's see here. Why not? Let's hit Real Happiness. All right. Kindle edition with audio. Nice. All right. I'm going to come down. We'll say that this is related. The very first thing I do, let's just say that this is my product. This is my book. All right. When I'm looking for browse paths beyond just the 2 that I can choose in my KDP dashboard, I'm going to take a look at my competitors, the books that are related to mine. So let's say, for instance, we're pretending I'm Sharon here, but we're not going to look at Sharon's books. So let's just choose going to pieces. Might as well. So we're going to scroll down. Since it was in a customers who bought this item also bought this, also known as the also bots, we're going to scroll down. We're going to have a look here, and we'll see other browse paths. One of the things I'll do as I'm doing my research is I will highlight the given browse path, I'll copy that, and then I'll paste it over onto another document. So that way I've got a list of these things, and I go and I approach KDP, I have all of the browse paths necessary. Bearing in mind, you've already chosen 2 within your KDP dashboard, so you're probably only going to want to collect about 8 altogether. If you're finding that you're running dry on ideas, might I suggest, this is like the long way of going about it. You can always just jump into the Kindle ebooks and you can just start to sort it out by the browse paths here on the left-hand side. So let's say that I'm a self-help book, and let's see here, it's personal transformation. We'll just say that my meditation book's based on that. And then we can go ahead and we'll peek at the number 1. We'll scroll down to its product details, and then we'll nab that particular browse path right there. I just highlighted all those, so disregard me highlighting all that here, folks. So you're just going to go copy, and right over top of that one right there. Bear in mind, if you try to submit a browse path, folks, with the words books at the front of it, and you're doing it for a Kindle, they will reject you. Now, there are some Amazon reps out there that are probably pretty lazy, and they don't care, and they'll probably just add you nonetheless. Might I recommend categorize your book according to where it's supposed to go? If it's a Kindle book, put it in the Kindle store. If it's a print book, put it over inside the actual bookstore. So when you're doing your research, that's the other thing, is you want to pay attention. If you're doing a print book, you want to nab the right browse paths according to that. For CreateSpace, by the way, just while I'm thinking about it, is if you want to submit that, you can always do it through your dashboard through contact support, or skip right to the chase, use info2@createspace.com, and you can send those browse paths into them. So Kelly, how do you do keywords? Let me hand the
How do I do keywords?
Yeah, how is the way to do keywords? How about that?
I mean, it just depends on, what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
The way I do keywords, other people probably would get confused. I typically think of what someone would be typing in to find my product.
Okay.
And I also use external websites a lot to see what people might be searching for on Google.
Okay.
And then I'll go into incognito mode, and if it's a broad keyword like journal, I will see how I can make it more narrowed down or more long term and go from there.
More long tail.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me break it down for you folks here. We're going to go back behind the dashboard here again. And so let's just pretend like we're here. This is what I'm going to do. One of the common mistakes I see a lot of people doing is, tell me, Kelly, is this going to work for a book in Kindle if I just use that one specific word in one of the 7 keyword slots?
It could work.
Yeah.
However, you're going to be very frustrated that you might not get as many sales because it's very general, and starting out, unless you have a huge following, it's going to be very difficult to compete with the big dogs in the meditation world. So it's possible to see, a little bit,
okay,
but it's not as good as what you could potentially do.
Correct. If you're a big name, a person like an Eckhart Tolle, you'll probably pull pretty good on a word like meditation inside your metadata. But what she's trying to say is you're going to want to look for these longer tail keywords, the ones that are going to be a keyword with about 3, 4, or more specific words within it. So for instance,
meditation for fidgety skeptics. I wonder how many results are actually in the store.
Let's bust this up.
27.
1 of 27.
So your chances of getting on first page is 1 in 2.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. By the way, you're welcome, everybody, if you want to go ahead and get that one. That's 1 out of 27, so you can probably crush it. Now, as far as the profitability on it, I don't know, but I'm thinking with the explosion of fidget spinners and whatnot.
Well, what's the rank on the very top
so
book? I'm
let's go ahead. Let's get back behind the dashboard. Let's go ahead and take a look at Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics. We'll go ahead and take a peek at this. It's got 48 reviews, not bad. Let's look at the product details. The very first thing I noticed right away is the publisher Spiegel and Grau. I don't know if that's, that's probably just a small publishing house. Sold by Random House LLC. So that's a large publishing house that actually is distributing that. So 10,000 rank, not bad. Not bad at all.
This would definitely be a niche if it's interests you to go into, because if there's only 27 books and one of them's ranked 10,000,
correct,
I think there's a need for this.
Yeah. So you can always even take some of these words and really start to break it down. So for instance, we can take fidget. I'm going to start to type in fidget. We can already notice that fidgety skeptics is popping up. Fidget quilt, fidget spinner toy, fidget to focus, fidget spinner book, fidget spinners. That's wonderful. Wow. I'm not touching that one, and we're going to get demonetized if I happen to pick that one up.
And then the trick I do that I was talking about earlier is I'll do fidget, and then I'll do 4, then A. This is probably not a good one. B, C, D, and I'll go all the way down.
Fidget for dementia patients. That probably would work really well with those with
dementia.
dementia.
So that's, you can do it for any keyword. Let's do meditation for A.
B.
So that's how I get a lot of my possibilities. And I go through this like every 1 to 2 months to see if there's anything new popping up.
Yeah. And if you happen to be, watching this on the replay or listening to this on the podcast, what you're going to want to pay attention to. So let me just select meditation for kids inside the browse search window here. We're just going to search this up, and meditation for kids pulls up. If we look in the top left corner of the Amazon area, it says 1 out of 16 of 732 results for the Kindle store. This particular search term brings up 732 separate titles that are related to meditation for kids. These are what A9 considers relevant to meditation for kids. So these ones, maybe someone's used it in some capacity, but nonetheless, you want to look at the very top and look at the results. Because if we go and we just let's do meditation again. I'm going to hit meditation. Let's look at the results. 1 out of 16 of over 20,000 results. So what do you think your likelihood is going to be of really being heard above the noise? Are you going to be more likely to be heard above 20,000 books, or are you going to be heard over, say, 762 books?
And then I've been told when you see the word over, that means Amazon's even suppressing some. So this could have 6 figures in results, but they're only showing 20 of them, 20,000.
Yeah, it's that number. You just need to be very well aware of it. And so let's go back over here so we can see you guys in your pretty faces, well, at least us. That's that right there, that metric alone, you really need to be very mindful of. Keep in mind that, and this is not a shameless plug of today's featured product, the KDP Rocket. You can get a KDP Rocket. You can even get like a Kindle Spy of some sort, and they will start to suss out those things. But here's one thing that you cannot teach software: intuition. Knowing exactly what keywords are going to be relevant to your title, because you don't just want to be throwing any old keywords on it. I mean, I'm not going to take my workout book and start throwing the keyword meditation on it because I'm like, oh, well, I'm more discoverable in there. You want to be relevant, because when you're getting pulled up in search results for the customers, you not only want to resonate with them, but you also want to compel them to purchase and buy your product. So throwing a bunch of useless keywords that are unrelated isn't going to work in your favor. So if you happen to be putting out, say, a fidget meditation spinner book or whatever it might be, try to work around that. You're only limited by your imagination as far as to what words can kind of branch out. She's told you some of the areas you can look. I use Keyword Tool Dominator to kind of help me out. I'll just go pick out keywords through the Google search, as well as YouTube, as well as on Amazon. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it gives me ideas, because I go, oh, that's what some of the people are looking for.
Oh, Wikipedia I use quite a bit because I can see related terms of a topic. And then this is also why it's important to do something that you enjoy, because you know insider terms. For example, a t-shirt I just sold this morning, I love double bagels. You probably wouldn't know that insider term unless you were a tennis player. That means 6060. double bagels.
I totally did not know a double bagels. I was like, hang on, this is supposed to be family friendly here, Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an example of if you know the topic and the niche, you could find keywords easier and insider terms that not everyone knows.
Yeah, correct. This is not something, and one of the things, and we've even said this on previous broadcasts, folks, is don't overthink it. I think there's a lot of people that are just really getting hung up on some of the details, and you really don't need to. Really, quite frankly, it's not as hard as you would think. And here's one of the things is, I see this happen a lot. People will get a set of keywords, and then they won't let it marinate for a second. You can't expect these keywords to build relevancy for you if you're continually changing them every other day. Let it marinate for about 30 days and see how it works. I know it kind of sucks, especially for some of you out there that might only have one publication, so you probably don't have that discretionary time, but you won't really know what the value is of a particular keyword without it kind of setting. And here's another thing is, something that Kelly does, something that I do, and something that many other successful self-publishers do is network with people, talk with people, and for crying out loud, I know that you're like, I need to protect my niche. Nobody better touch my niche. Come on, calm down, okay? No one wants your niche, okay? Like literally, and if somebody happens to take your niche, they're not going to be able to do it like you. Find people you can network with and feel comfortable with and say, okay, I've got these keywords that are related to my title. I'm not seeing very good traction on this. Can you give me some recommendations? Because sometimes an outside set of eyes is going to make you go, oh my gosh, I really didn't think about that.
Well, I know I needed to build trust with people before I shared my pen names. So
Correct.
It's not something that I would, pick old Joe Schmo. Oh, I see you published a t-shirt yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's do a mastermind.
Right, yeah. Don't get weird. Don't be weird.
No, don't be weird. Get to know people.
Yeah.
And this does take time. I hated hearing that when I first started publishing. I wanted to make the money now.
Yeah.
But it didn't start coming in. I hate to say, it hasn't even been a year since I made a full-time living. We made it work as a full-time living.
We made it work, yeah, but thankfully it's a lot more comfortable these days. So, all right, well, this hasn't been an exhaustive coverage of keywords and categories. Hopefully I've kind of given you some ideas that will spur, what you can do as far as selecting your categories and selecting your keywords, and an idea. And of course, I mentioned keeping keywords for 30 days. Same thing goes with categories. Don't be changing it every other day expecting to see massive results. These are just small, tiny tweaks within your business model that if you just implement these things, it'll start to add up and it'll start to help out and once again build, what's that R word, Kelly? Relevancy.
That's too big of a word. I just do it. I don't study it that much.
This is Kelly here, guys. So
I just keep it simple.
Well, hey, so in any event, if you got questions, comments, concerns, I definitely would love to hear from you. Folks, remember today's stream has been brought to you in part by, of course, KDP Rocket, folks over at Kindlepreneur. If you want to just speed up a little bit of the process of looking up some categories and keywords, KDP Rocket just might be your solution. Remember, they got a 30-day trial. So, for some reason, you're like, hey, I don't like it within 30 days. You can just go ahead and send it back and ask for your money. But I'm kind of hard-pressed to actually ask for my money back because I actually have liked the tool so far. And of course, join us next week. We're going to be talking about one of the aggregate publishers, man. They are starting to come to the forefront of aggregate publishing, and that's Drafted Digital. Big shout out to my boy Kevin Tomlinson over there, Director of Marketing. We're going to actually be talking a little bit about the good, the bad, the ugly of Drafted Digital, but I'm going to tell you, it's pretty good so far. And I'm going to say that they are really, really, really stepping up their game. So join us. That'll be this next week on April the 19th, and that'll be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you set your clocks, turn on your notifications on this channel. Of course, subscribe. Yeah, so make sure that you do join us. This has just been a kind of a fun one. I thought we were going to go a little long, but it seems like we've definitely covered some good ground today. So if you've enjoyed some of this video today, make sure that you click that thumbs up. Let's go ahead and jump through the comments. I see Ava's in the house. Appreciate all the help and support, Ava. You've been so awesome. By the way, if anybody ever wonders how I get it all done, I'm a two-person show. And actually technically three if you count the fact that Kelly comes to me for some great ideas. And so in any event, big thank you to Ava. She's the one who helps me get up these videos at such a breakneck pace. They've seen twice daily content since Sunday. And by the way, folks, I'm planning on trying to push through 30 days. So try to keep up with the content if you can. A lot of good stuff. I'm looking through the comments and it doesn't look like we got very much. Oh, Mark, you didn't get a banana sticker. That's unacceptable. There we go. You get yourself a banana sticker. Everybody gets a trophy. He's probably like, don't patronize me. Yeah. So, boy, today's been a lot of fun. You having a lot of fun? Did you yawn?
Who knows?
Did she yawn? Somebody needs to tell me on the replay or live here if she actually yawned. If she did, you get a shiny banana sticker yourself. So in the meantime, folks, I really do appreciate all the love and support. You want to make sure to join us this coming week. And should we give them a little bit of the exciting news? Should we tell them just a little bit? Should we tell them just a little bit?
It'll be news to me too.
It'll be news to you too. I'm telling you, like, she literally just woke up from a nap because all these questions, you guys are like, she's not prepared for these questions, Dale. No, she's not.
I didn't know I was being interviewed. This is a live show.
So we're looking at possibly expanding back into the Saturday mornings, which is Kelly's wheelhouse, by the way. She likes to. You're more of a morning person than a night person.
I do love the mornings.
Yeah.
It might not be every Saturday with the summer coming up.
No,
but,
it may not be every Saturday. We're going to call an audible. Right now I'm finishing up the beta coaching program with the DIY publishing course. So that's got my undivided attention. Well, so that's going to be coming up soon.
If you're watching on the replay or if you're live, leave in the comments if there's another day you would like to see us live. Maybe Saturday doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do like morning, for the foreigners, or I don't know.
You sound like a mean old man, a mean old codger. You're like, for the foreigners.
There's some people who are sleeping right now. You're welcome, Kevin.
Kevin McGuire's not in the house for sure. All right, folks, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure that you share it with somebody else that would enjoy it too. In the meantime, and in between time, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale
And Kelly.
We'll see you guys really soon.